Hey guys, welcome back to Franchise Hockey Manager 7 with the Boston Bruins. I'm a little under the weather today. I've had a bit of a head cold here for the last couple of days, so I'll be trying to edit out some coughs that I may or may not have during the recording. I'm also going to try to grind out a bunch of episodes today as I am anticipating, assuming I'm feeling better, anticipating getting my second COVID shot tomorrow, which means it'll put me out of commission, I'm assuming, for a day or two, so I'm not sure I'll be able to record. It's Monday right now. I'm off all this week. I don't know that I don't anticipate that I'll be recording anything on Tuesday or Wednesday, so I want to get a couple of episodes out here today before I'm not feeling great. So at any rate, I seem to had a month offline. It's December 1st. We are 15, 10, and 1, which is good for 5th in the East. But if you look at the conference or the division standings, it's really tight. Detroit's got a 1-point lead on us, but we have a game in hand. We're a point behind Tampa. Ottawa's 2 behind us. So we're in pretty good shape. Offensively, you can see Oliver Wahlstrom getting it done this year. 31 points in 26 games. He's tied for 4th in the league in goal scoring. We'll look at our stats real quick, and then we'll bounce around a little bit. Let's start with goaltending. I haven't looked at this, so I don't know where it stands. It doesn't look like it's gotten a ton better. I guess it's gotten a little better. Skarek has a 2.98 goals against and a 903. Gibson 6-7 with a 3.20 and an 8.97. So he hasn't been very good. Although compared to last year, I guess he's been better. I don't know. Skarek has been okay. And we are going to take a look at the tactics. Like I said, we were last episode. So offensively, like I said, we're led by Wahlstrom. He's got 31 points in 26 games. Posternock has got 26 points in 20 games. He was out for a bit with an injury. Newhook's at about a point a game. And Couturier continues to provide provide some solid offense, even though his offensive ratings have dropped. Felix Ryman, the 20-year-old, looking like a find. 19 points in 26 games. It's a plus 12. Dylan Guenther stepped up nicely. He's a plus 15, even though he isn't scoring a ton. 16 points in 26 games. Zemlak, who we picked up in the offseason for Adam Fox, it's a plus 15, 11 points in 26 games. He's been really good. Look at Jake Bean, 74 average rating for Jake Bean. Marchand has averaging about a point every other game, so that was a nice pickup for us as Bradley has come back and done a solid job for us. We only have one minus player, and that's Beecher. 8 points in 26 games is a -3, so he's really the only one who's been a minus. Team has looked okay. Not going to complain too much. Development report for the month of November. Beecher got better. Eklund, McGroarty, Newhook, Ryman, Wahlstrom. Couturier got worse. We got, 2 years left on his contract this year and next? Yeah. All right, well, we can survive. We've suffered a ton of injuries and long-term injuries, which have affected us. You've already seen the Dotson, McKinnon, and Kamel injuries. We also lost Luke Hughes for 2 to 3 months with a knee injury, so he'll be back, sometime in February or March. February will be nice because we'll be getting Donsoff and Kamel back, and then in April we'll get McKinnon and Hughes back. So come playoff time, assuming we don't suffer any other major injuries, we should be fully loaded and ready to go. All right, standings. We talked about the Atlantic already. The Islanders 18-7, looking really sharp. The Capitals 2 points behind them. Out west, the Oilers are 17-9. They lead the Kings by 4 points, and the Dallas Stars with the best record in the NHL right now, 18-5-3. Tyler Seguin leads the league in scoring. Brayden Point, number 2. Mikko Rantanen, Connor McDavid, and Jack Eichel are your top 5 in goal scoring. Rantanen is top. Charlie Golub is number 2 in goal scoring right now. 17 goals in 24 points, or in 24 games. Jason Robertson and Tyler Seguin are 3 and 4, and then Wahlstrom Sagan leads in assists. Eichel, Matthews, Point, and Brock Besser. Goaltending. Nico Dawes leads the NHL in goals against. Colton Ellis is number 2. Jordan Binnington, 2 and 3 in St. Louis. Jake Ettinger and Joel Hofer are your top 5 in goals against. Dawes, Peric, Ellis, Tendick, and Ustamenko are your top 5 in save percentage. And then Jesper Wallstead, Georgiev, Saros, Jerry, and Poirier are your top 5 in wins. So let's take a look at the tactics and see what we want to do here. So we're already a low attack team. We're middle of the road in terms of aggressiveness. We aren't putting a lot of pressure on, but we are back checking. So this to me feels like a pretty solid defensive style, defensive tactic, or defensive tactics. Breakout, stretch, let's see, along boards. Let's go strict positional. Reduces the chance of a giveaway during breakouts, which is kind of what we're looking for. Neutral zone offense. I think dump in. We're going to go with the dump in. We're going to change the neutral zone offense a little bit. Offensive zone attacking, I'm fine. Forecheck. And we'll stay with torpedo. Neutral zone coverage, 1-3-1 is fine. Sagging zone. I'll stick with that. So I'm okay with that. That changes the offense. It's going to create fewer turnovers in the neutral zone, which is something I'm key on or big on, I guess. Yeah, we don't have a very physical team, and that's one thing that very highly skilled, but not a lot of physicality. I think we're pretty good defensively. Our top line is a 5-star, our second line is a 3-star, our third line is a 4-star, and then our fourth line is a 3-star. So I think we're pretty solid defensively. Yeah, I don't want to change too much of this. I don't want to change too much of the line. So we'll just change the overall tactics and see how that goes. So let's go ahead and we'll sim ahead. We'll go, month and a half in this one. So let's sim ahead a month and see what happens. So we got a game today against Ottawa. And I don't know, as we win 7-3, I don't know that there are any moves that we potentially want to make right now. I think we're still pretty well set with our roster. I don't know where that improvement would come from. I mean, we'll take a look at the trade block and see if there's anybody that, blows us away that someone's looking to move. But I think we're pretty well set. I think going forward, we're going to need to figure out what to do with our center depth. I think Ryman is really, really good. But Couturier's getting up there. His ratings are starting to drop. There's a player on waivers. Let's take a look at that box score real quick. 7-3. So McAvoy, a goal and 2 assists. Cristal, 2 goals, 1 assist. McGroarty had a goal and an assist there. Yeah, it was a good game. 84 game rating for Couturier. Had 9 shots on goal. Gibby stopped 28 out of 31, so that's a pretty solid game. I will take that. Let's look and see who's on waivers. Yeah, I don't think Vander Kane's still plugging away for Vancouver now. Justin Barron, Graham Clark. Yeah, there's nobody there. Ozzy is on waivers out in Vegas. We lost him. I don't know that there's a lot. I mean, if we look, our defense, I mean, I say our defense, but once we get Hughes back, we're going to be in much better shape. So we've got McAvoy, Bean, Vakanainen, and Zemlak. Zemlak is our top 4. Goldsmith as our 5. He's a plus 14 in 27 games. And then Kalisti. And why not sort of rotate that 6th and 7th position? So, yeah, I don't think we need a defenseman. We'll see who's on the block. I mean, if we can pick up a rental and, pick up a top 4 defenseman as a rental and not give up a lot, I'd consider it. Maybe another depth forward. And this is all just because of the injuries. If we had, we're missing 3 of our forwards. So if we had all 3 of our forwards here, we wouldn't need to make a move here. So I think we're okay. I think we're okay right now. Our offense is, we've got so many 3.5 and 4-star players that are developing. Speaking of which, let's look at our upcoming free agents. All right, so Eklund, Miller, and Gunther all got to get re-signed. Miller is only 21, and look at that, 15, 15, 15, 14. So let's renew his contract. 6 years at $3 million. I'll take that. That's a good deal for us. And we are already over the cap for next season, so that's going to be an issue. So this is sort of that go for it season, I think. Excuse me. If you look at salary obligations, I don't know how we're over the cap. I mean, we're not paying a ton of money to many people here. Couturier, we got to do something about that. I guess really we are. We're paying Vakanainen 5, McAvoy 8. No, that doesn't make any sense. Because this says we're at $61 million. Beans 26. What does he want? $6 million for 3. I'm not crazy about that. Eklund, Gunther. Yeah, see money remaining. We're negative. All right, so we're going to wait. I think signing Miller is important just because he the ratings. I mean, he's 3.5 star. He's a two-way forward. He's going to be good offensively, good defensively. He was a second-round pick for us in 2023, so that's a good pick there. All right, let's go ahead and sim ahead another week. And, we'll see where we stand. I'll be right back. All right, I lied. I simmed ahead a couple of weeks. And we are December 21st, 2026. And it continues to be a pretty decent season for us. We're in 3rd place in the East, 2nd place in our division. You can see 3 points behind the Red Wings, 2 points ahead of the Lightning. So we're in good shape for a postseason bid this year. It doesn't look like we'll have to, unless things fall apart. Obviously, we still have half the season to go, but it doesn't look like we are going to have to battle for a playoff spot. David Posternock is 10th in the league and scoring 39 points in 29 games for the now 30-year-old David Posternock, 7th in the league. And scoring 18 goals in 29 games. Just been another great season for David Posternock. Let's take a look at, really quickly, I want to save this. I don't want it to crash. 21, 13, and 1. It was a good month for us. I want to look at the team history, which is where? Why can I not find it? Right there. So I want to see where Pasta stands in terms of, let's look at this, player index, goals. All right, so Johnny Busick, Phil Esposito, Brad Marchand, 3rd in all-time goals for the Bruins. David Pastrnak is 4th. All right, so looks like Marchand will probably get passed by Pasta. Posternock will probably, he'll end up as the team's all-time leading goal scorer at this point, I would imagine. He only needs 110 goals to pass Johnny Busick. He'll finish this season probably second or third. He'll pass Marchand. He may catch Esposito if he keeps up the pace he's on now. Points. Marchand is fourth. He's got 16 more points for 1,000. Posternock is fifth. Cool. So Marchand and Posternock getting it done. All right, let's start with goalie stats again. Things have gotten better. Especially Gibson has gotten a lot better. 10-9, 2.88 goals against now, 901 save percentage. Skarek has come down to earth a little bit. He's still at 298, but with an 898 save percentage. So goaltending has gotten better. It looks like changing those tactics up a little bit seems to have worked. Seems to have done what we wanted it to do. We talked about Posternock is 39-29. Wahlstrom has slowed down significantly. Still at a point a game, though, 36-35. Newhook, 32 points in 35 games. Couturier, 27-35. McAvoy having a good season. Ryman continues to play well as a 20-year-old. Gunther, second on the team in plus-minus. Jake Bean still with the highest average game rating. Cristal, point every other game. Eklund, point every other game as well. He was suspended for a bit. Terrell Goldsmith, we signed him long-term to a 6-year deal worth about $2 million a year. It seemed like a bargain for a 21-year-old. He's only 2 stars right now, but the ratings are solid. He's putting up, he's got a 19 plus-minus. So McGroarty in his rookie campaign doing okay. Marchand 13-28. Zemlak is leading the team in plus-minus with 21. Lynch has done really nice in sort of those, as we need him type situations. He's got 10 points in 17 games. Beecher's still the only player on the team who's a negative plus-minus. Miller signed his contract, so we locked him down for 6 years as well. Vakanainen's doing okay. Khalisti and Why Not have split time at that number 6 defenseman role. Injuries, we've got some players who are getting ready to come back. Donsoff will be back in a couple of weeks. Kamel and Hughes, we got 6 to 8 weeks on both of them. McKinnon's still out for a bit longer. Let's look at who's on the trading block. So, Owen Power. It's going to require an arm and a leg. Zach Werenski, he signed long-term. JT Miller. Eric Brandstrom might be somebody, but we get him from Ottawa would be a bit of a challenge. So, Ty Smith, with Arizona right now. Brayden Schneider from the Rangers. That's the kind of player I'm looking for. Solid defensively. The Rangers have a weakness at goaltender. I wouldn't say we have depth at goaltending, so I'm not... we've got some depth in our minor leagues. Ivanov looks like he's going to be good. So Sergei Murashov for Schneider looks like an okay deal, according to my scout. Oh, wow. Govenda, look at that offense, 15 already. We don't have a lot of depth in a lot of really solid players that are that we have rights to that we haven't signed. Gallagher's down in Providence, 11 points in 31 games. Some good defenseman depth. Yuri Lasila, averaging about a point a game. Jackson Dorrington. All right, so I can make it work. I don't want to make a move right now because things are looking pretty good, but that's the type of defenseman I would be looking for. Just a solid overall defensive defenseman. I think we get enough offense out of our D between McAvoy and Bean. I think they do enough scoring. Yeah. Was there anything else? Was there anybody else listed there? Roster, not injury list, trading block. JT Miller we talked about, Simon Holmstrom, Kuznetsov. I mean, he might not be a bad 1-year center rental. I mean, not very good defensively, but his offense has really dropped off. Only 20 points in 55 games last year. What's his contract? $6 million. What would it take? Just out of curiosity. Like I said, I'm not making any moves right now. I just kind of want to know what the market looks like. My guess is that it's not going to take much. My guess is we could probably get him for not a whole lot. Yeah, it's going to take almost nothing. So if we want Kuznetsov, we can have him. That's something I will consider. So let's go ahead and sim ahead to the end of January. I think I'll go up to February here. So I'll sim into January. We'll come back in about a month. And the next episode will be the trade deadline and the end of the regular season. So I'll be back in a few weeks. All right, we're back. It's February 1st. And it was another really, really good month for us. You can see we're 31, 16, and 3. We're still third in the East, second in our conference, or in our division, rather. We are now 5 points behind the Detroit Red Wings, and we are a point up on Tampa with 3 games in hand there, so we're looking pretty good. It was a good month. David Posternock is 8th in the league in scoring. He's got 60 points in 44 games. Sean Couturier, out of nowhere, I was concerned about his offense, has 28 goals in 50 games. He's 3rd in the NHL in goals, tied with his line mate David Posternock. Alex Newhook, 5th in the league in assists, got 42 assists in 50 games, I should say. We didn't make any contract offers. We didn't make any deals. I'm going to save those for February. We're going to look at the trade block here in just a second and see if we want to make any additions. We have some players starting to come back from injury. You can see Donsov is... where is he? Did I send him to Providence? I did. Sent him to Providence. He's back. Hasn't started playing yet, but he's depth for us along with Lasilia. We also have Luke Hughes is now day to day. He's still out, so he still can't play, but he's day to day. Joakim Kamel is day to day. He'll be back. He's game available, but I'm gonna wait. With a concussion, I'm gonna wait. And then McKinnon is still a handful of weeks away. So we'll get Kamel back shortly. We'll get Hughes back shortly, which will improve the roster and maybe mean that we don't necessarily need to do anything from a trade perspective. I'm still thinking about a defenseman, but we'll start with goalie stats, I guess. So Skarek and Gibson are basically splitting time down the middle, and they're both doing okay. Skarek 17-5-3 with a 2.80 goals against, 905 save percentage. Gibson hasn't been great, 293 goals against with an even 900 save percentage. But our goaltending has certainly been better this year than it has been in past seasons, so I'm not gonna complain there. Stats wise, our offense is just we're a machine really. Posternock 60 points in 44 games. Newhook 52 in 60. Couturier's got 47 in 50. Wahlstrom 46 in 50. Ryman, the 20-year-old, 34 points in 49 games. McAvoy 33 points. Eklund has had a nice season, 29 points in 44 games. Gunther playing a good two-way game, not scoring a ton, which is a bit concerning. 27 points in 50 games. Marchand in his return to the Bruins, 25 points. Bean is a plus 12. Goldsmith, a plus 30 for the 21-year-old. I'm glad I signed him long term. Also chipped in 22 points. Bobby Lynch has been fantastic in that role for us, in that 13th forward role, coming in as people get injured. And he's stepped in ahead of ahead of Beecher at this point. He's got 21 points in 31 games. Zemlak is a team leading plus 33. So, we look pretty good right now. Let's look at trading block. So Owen Power is still there. He's got 3 years left on his contract. Man, that's an expensive contract. Jaden Struble is in the final year. Tyler Seguin is on the trade block, which doesn't make any sense, but I'm not going to question what the AI is doing. Rasmus Sandin is on the trade block. He's a minus player. There's not a lot of great players on the trade block here. Shane Gospis here. He's actually had a pretty good season. So what I'm going to do in the interim between this episode and next is I'm going to sim up to the trade deadline and make some moves, or potentially make some moves. So we'll see what the team looks like on February 24th. But there's definitely some talent here. We either need to trade for somebody who's on an expiring, so all these players with 1 year, or if we're going to pick up somebody who's got time left on his contract, we're going to have to send more back in terms of salary, because we just don't have a lot of room under the cap. In fact, I don't think we have any. We still have a lot of players we need to sign. I'd like to bring back Gunther, Eklund, and Bean at a bare minimum. I think Lynch is probably a good. Yeah, based on how he's played, I think bringing him back at under $1 million a year for 2 years is pretty solid. Gunther and Eklund, I'd like to bring them both back, but at how they're performing, I don't know that over $5 million a year for each one of them is the way to do it. So we'll see. Maybe we use one of them as part of a trade to bring in a young defenseman or a young center or something like that. Not that Gunther. Eklund is a young center, but maybe somebody who's got a bit more upside. I don't know. If Eklund is a 40 point a year guy, is he worth $5 million? Gunther, he's played a really solid two-way game this year. He's already 3 stars, potential to grow even more up to 4 stars. But again, as a 40 point a year guy, is he worth $5 million a year? They both have ratings in the low 60s. Gunther's at a 62, Eklund's at a 60. So I don't know if they're worth it. Bean is another one. He's at a rating of 72. He's been fantastic for us. I just don't know, because he wants even more, right? He wants like 6. Yeah, he wants $6 million. And Gibson wanted 9. Yeah, I can't afford that. We have a lot of decisions that we're going to have to make here. If we sign some of these players, we're going to have to move on from other players in the offseason. It's just the way it is. So you let me know, guys. Let me know what you think I should do. Do I look to maybe move Eklund, to try to bring something back, or because I'd hate to just lose these guys for nothing in the offseason, but I think that may be what ends up happening. I'm okay with losing Gibson, especially if we're able to win it all this year. I think Skarek has shown that he can be a number one. He's done a pretty good job. And then, we have Petroselli as a backup, or, maybe somebody else. But, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think I should do here as we move up to the trade deadline. I will, give it a couple of days here before I do the simulation. So if anybody leaves a comment, I should be able to see it. Do we move on from some of these players, or do we just hold the line and try to win it all with what we have, and understanding that we very well could lose Gunther and Gibson and Eklund and Bean and getting nothing in return? Or do we try to move them for somebody who's locked up a little more long term? Let me know your thoughts, and we'll talk to everybody soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.